Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all well wherever you are and whatever you're up to. I'm Lauren, and in this video I'm going to be chatting to you about all of the new lovely fabric arrivals we have had into my online shop, Guthrie & Ganny, during the month of September. So there's quite a lot to show you. I'm going to group them together by types of fabric just so that kind of keeps things relevant and in a bundle. And what I'll do is just tag the timeline of the video as well, so if there's a certain type of fabric that you maybe want to skip to, if you just hover above the timeline bar, and then it will show you the different fabrics that I'm going to cover in the video. I've got some really lovely woven viscoses to show you, some cotton fabrics, I've got lots of nice jerseys as well, so a lovely selection and hopefully lots of inspiration for your autumn transitional handmade wardrobe sewing projects. Before I get into the fabrics, because quite often a lot of people ask me, the top that I'm wearing is the Chalk and Notch Rayon blouse, and it is using one of the Fabric Godmother Viscose crepe fabrics, and you can see that it's got sort of puff sleeves that have got like a little gathered hem on them, and I'm wearing it tucked in, but it sort of comes to about there when it's not tucked in. And it does have a dress version as well that comes with the pattern. So yeah, the pattern and the fabric is available on the website, but I'm going to show you loads of other fabrics that would be suitable for this style of top as well. So you can also find a blog post that goes with this video on the website, and in there I will link to all of the fabrics that I mention. So there's a couple of ways that you can find the fabrics I talk about. Either look at the blog post and then you'll see them all linked together there, or you can just generally browse the just arrived section of the website. So everything that's new into the shop will always appear there first, and depending on when you're watching this video, there might even be new things that I haven't even included yet, just because we're getting a lot of deliveries at the moment and there's just so many lovely new fabrics coming in. So it's an exciting time of year for, yeah, lots of lovely new fabrics. So the first fabrics that I want to show you are a collection of Rayon fabrics, which are from Dashwood Studios. So they've got that sort of designer kind of feel to them. Now Rayon, if you're not as familiar with that term, is very similar to Viscose. It's just in terms of sort of technicalities of how it's manufactured where it gets called different names, but in terms of how it behaves and drapes and what it's suitable for, Rayon is going to be the same as Viscose. So I got one of the colourways out to sort of hold up and show you, just so you can get an idea of kind of how it's draping and moving here. It's really lovely and lightweight. It's you can't see through it at all. It's nice and opaque, so makes it really super versatile. And this particular print does come in 3 other colourways as well. You can see them just on the shelf behind me here. So that is a black, it's quite a matte black, and then we've got the sort of yellowy one as well, and then this is a lovely sort of deep green shade. But then when you look closely at the birds, you can see there's just accents of little other colours as well. So yeah, it's just a really lovely sort of interesting print. Also from Dashwood Studios is another little range of more sort of brighter, colourful rayons. They're just on the shelf behind me here as well. So we've got a couple of sort of pinky ones and then a more bluey one as well, but they're all really beautiful. So they're going to be good for dresses, tops, blouses, that kind of thing. They just feel really, really soft and lovely. And then also keeping it with the kind of viscose vein of things and slippery sort of drapey fabrics, we have got the really beautiful new Fabric Godmother collection in. So we've got some of those designs. I've brought one colourway over to show you and hold out, but I'll show you close-ups of the other colourways as well. So this particular print comes in 4 different colourways, and it is sort of inspired by like an animal print kind of design, but when you look closely it's actually little love hearts, which is very cute. It's got a sort of sateen finish, so if you are familiar with her with Josie's fabrics, Fabric Godmother fabrics, and you know of the cloud flower one, which is the one, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen it's the one that I made the dress in. It's got the same finish as that. So it's like a viscose sateen really, and it's just, yeah, it feels very sort of silky on the surface, but it's just, yeah, it's got that really lovely sort of fluidity and drape and movement. So 4 gorgeous colourways in this. This is a lovely lilac one. There's a dark greeny one, a yellowy one, and a pinky one as well. So they're beautiful. I really want to make something with this, but when there's 4 nice colourways, it's really hard to pick your favourite because they all just look so lovely. And then also from the new Fabric Godmother collection is this one, which has got a bit more of a sort of vintage feel to it. It also comes in 2 different colourways. So this one here is a bit more like cooler colourways, blues and greens. Again, it's got that sort of sateen finish to it, so a little bit more of a sheen. And yeah, just got that really lovely drape to it. So again, would be beautiful for a lovely floaty dress with gathers, or a lovely little top, which is maybe like a bit looser, just so it can kind of swish around a bit. So yeah, another gorgeous print to choose from. And then we've also got some more viscoses that aren't necessarily associated with a particular designer sort of brand name, but still very lovely. Some of you might recognise this particular one because we did have it in a viscose jersey, but now we've got it in a woven viscose crepe base cloth. So it's got a really lovely texture to it because it's a crepe. But yeah, it's still 100% viscose, so still very nice and light and floaty. I think this is such a striking print, and it's quite large scale as well. I feel like if you maybe had an event to go to, or you were looking for something a bit sort of fancier or bolder, this is a really lovely design. The colours in it are beautiful. And it's opaque as well, you can't see through that too. So again, just another really versatile fabric. This next one is quite fun. It's got a sort of geometric vibe to it, but then when you look closely you can see that it's little hearts that make up this print. So I'll pull this one over too and hold up a little bit for you. So yeah, you can see from a distance it just sort of looks, yeah, I guess a bit spotty almost, but yeah, when you look close it's actually little love hearts, which is nice. Again, on that viscose crepe base, so it's got a really lovely sort of texture to it, and yeah, it feels very lovely. So another nice choice there. It's maybe got a bit more of a casual feel to it. And then I've got a few more viscoses which you might have spotted on the rolls behind me here, and quite a few of these come in a few colourways as well, so I'll show you the close-ups of them. But I just wanted to bring over a few so that I could hold them out for you and show you what they're like. So this one we've now had in quite a few different colourways, but we've got this lovely greeny colourway, and then we've also got a sort of ochre colourway as well. So it is a viscose, but you can see when you look closely at it, it's got a little metallic dobie woven in it as well, which just gives it a bit of extra texture and makes it catch the light really beautifully. And because it's got this sort of this kind of, it's almost reminds me a bit like a peacock feather maybe in these particular colours, but it's just got quite a lot of different colours going on, so overall the feel is definitely kind of greeny, but then you could also pick up accents of other colours too. So yeah, it's just a really lovely kind of interesting print, gorgeous, and yeah, comes in quite a few different colourways now, so nice to have the selection of those ones in. That's going to be, I think that would be really nice for a little dress. I'm picturing something almost maybe a bit like a smock kind of dress, something with gathers that's kind of swishy so that it swishes and catches the light. That's what I'm picturing for that one. And then this one is the same in the sense that it's got that, try and balance that roll there, it's got that metallic dobie woven through it as well, and this one comes in 2 really lovely colourways too. So we've got this one which is a bit more of a sort of kind of like a duck eggy sort of shade, or like a very muted greeny colour, depends what light you look at it in, I think. But it does also come in a sort of blush colourway as well, kind of pinky blush colour, but again really nice little accents of colour when you look closely. You can see, you can pick out other colours there. So yeah, another really lovely option that'd make a gorgeous little wrap dress or top or blouse. It's lovely. This one feels really soft as well, gorgeous. So yeah, another little sparkly shiny one. And then we've also got a few more which are just, I've brought one of the colourways over again, but I'll show you the close-ups in my other little videos that I overlay on me chatting. This one's also got that lurex woven into it as well, that lurex dobie texture. So this one is a pinky background with then little sort of pebbles in a kind of ginger colour, and then this also comes in a kind of olivey green colour as well. So again, it's just a really lovely, beautiful print, catches the light, just very wearable, and yeah, perfect for really nice little dresses and blouses and tops. The next one is a bit more of a kind of ditzy print. So this one comes in a few colourways as well. This is the navy one, but we've also got a pink colourway and a kind of lighter sort of green colourway too. So it's just a very small scale little kind of daisy print, like a ditzy daisy print. Again, it's opaque, so you can't see through it. So another just really lovely versatile one, and swishes about really nicely. So would be great for lots of different things, and again, nice to have a little colour range available in that one. And then we've also got this lovely daisy one here. It is on a black background, and then it's got these lovely white daisies on it with sort of muted yellow centres. So that's lovely if you like a bit of daisy. It's a nice classic daisy print. Very, very swishy. Again, opaque, so you can't see through it. So another lovely versatile one. So yeah, if you like flowers, a little bit of a bigger scale, it's not as ditzy as that last one that I showed you, then it's also a lovely option. And then moving on to some other kind of styles of fabric. This one is also a viscose. It comes in 4 different colours, but it's a little bit different because it has got this check woven into it. So the check isn't printed onto it, it's actually part of the fabric. And I think this would be really nice if you wanted to make maybe like a smarter pair of trousers for the autumn, but you still wanted something that was quite lightweight and what didn't really have too much structure. So maybe something with a bit of a wider leg, or I think the Merchant & Mills Eve would look really nice in that. So yeah, we've got that sort of muted kind of greeny colour. There's a bluey colour, a reddy sort of orangey colour, and then like a kind of monochrome kind of black and white one. So yeah, if you're looking to make something a bit smarter, I think that's a lovely option for that, or you can make a skirt with it as well. And then we have got another range of Dashwood ones, but the reason I didn't include these when I was chatting about the other Dashwood ones is that the base cloth of this is a bit different. So it's classed as more like a kind of lightweight cotton, but it's a bit heavier than lawn. I would say it sits somewhere between like a classic cotton poplin, which tends to be a bit more like a medium weight cotton, have a bit more structure, and then a cotton lawn, which tends to be a bit more sort of flimsy and fluid. So it does have, this one does have a bit more kind of crispness and structure to it than cotton lawn, but not quite as heavy as a classic cotton poplin. Hopefully that gives you some kind of idea. It comes in 4 different prints. So this one is sort of the biggest scale one, it's quite florally. The other ones are a bit more smaller scale and yeah, a little bit more abstract, but it would be good for dresses or garments just where you do want like a little bit more, not a stiffness, but just structure to them. So it might be maybe that there's a button band, or maybe the bodice is a bit more fitted and you sort of need that structure in the fabric to help hold its shape. So yeah, it's definitely got a bit more structure than cotton lawn, but it's still not going to feel too heavy, and it is sort of aimed at being a dressmaking fabric. So yeah, it's just picking the right project where you want that little bit more sort of sturdiness to it. Then we have also got a couple of really lovely multicoloured Dobie fabrics. So they're a bit like a chambray with a Dobie kind of spot woven into it. 2 colourways, a lighter blue and then a sort of darker blue. And then the Dobie spots that are woven into are yellow, red, green, a sort of a crew colour, I guess, and then a blue. And then the background of it is a bit like a chambray really, in that the threads that have woven it are, in this darker one it is black threads and blue threads, and then in the lighter one it's blue threads and white threads. So it kind of gives like a sort of 2-tone appearance. It makes it for a very interesting fabric. It is quite lightweight and you can probably see through it a little bit, but I think if you were making a top or a blouse or a shirt or something, you wouldn't need to line it. If you were making a dress, it would probably depend just on the style of dress. So say if it had gathers in the skirt or something and it was just a bit fuller, you'd probably feel like you had enough fabric to feel like you had coverage. But if it was something a bit straighter, then you'd maybe feel like you wanted to line it. And I personally would probably line a fabric like this just with a lightweight cotton lawn or a cotton voile, as opposed to like a kind of shiny, slippery lining. But yeah, it's really, really nice and something a little bit different. So yeah, I think that would be nice for a dress or a shirt, or yeah, a little simple top. Be nice and easy to work with as well, because it's not too lightweight, but it's not too heavy either, so it'll still feel nice to wear but be easy to work with. So another lovely option there. Keeping it woven, there was some other wovens that I wanted to show you. I'm just looking around at my selection of things because there is a lot to get through. We have had a few new colourways of the cotton waffle fabric in. So regular followers and viewers might remember that last December we did a Sewing Society kit that had the cotton waffle fabric in, and it was for making dressing gowns. So given that it's getting a little bit colder here in the UK and you might be feeling like you want a new dressing gown, we got a few more colourways in of this. So we do still have the navy in stock, and we've now got this really lovely grey melange one, so it's sort of two-toned one. We've got a white and we've got the sage green back in stock again. That was the one that was in the kit last year. So yeah, a few different colourways of that one. So the Lahaza dressing gown is a perfect choice for this. That was what we included in the kit, but you know, any dressing gown pattern that you've got would be fine, any sort of robe pattern. And there's probably even tutorials out there, or sort of blog posts that you can get that are for like no waist dressing gowns as well, which would be, yeah, that sort of fabric's perfect for it. And then the other wovens that I've got before I move on to jersey fabrics is this one here, which is a sort of large scale Dobie cotton fabric. It's just plain, one plain as in that particular fabric is like one colour, but it does come in a range of a few different colours that are actually just on the shelf behind me here. So we've got an ochre one, a navy, a lovely sort of blush pink one, and then a white one as well. So they're quite lightweight, a little bit transparent, but again, like that other woven Dobie multicoloured spot that I was saying, if it's a top or a blouse or a shirt, I don't think you would need to line it. But if you were making more like a dress or something, then yeah, you probably would. But I think it's just a bit more unusual because the spots stand out a little bit more, but then they've got that kind of classic Dobie sort of fluff around them, which just makes it really interesting. So yeah, I really love that range of fabric. It'd be perfect for just like a nice little sort of kind of oversized floaty blouse, I think would be perfect, or an oversized shirt. Likewise for this one as well. This is one that is quite transparent, but again, you see quite a lot of like oversized shirts in that sort of style, that very kind of lightweight cotton, and really you're going to be wearing like a camisole underneath it, or you know, or you might just be wearing like a, you know, fancy bra or whatever, but it's really lovely and it would look gorgeous as a nice oversized shirt. So it's got this kind of ghost check kind of woven into it. It's really lovely, quite textured, almost like a crinkled textured, and I would say that as you're working with it and ironing with it, you wouldn't necessarily want to like really press that crinkled texture out. I think that's just part of the character of the fabric, and it would just, you know, it just adds to the interest of it really. So more like gentle pressing rather than trying to press those creases out. You'd probably find when you washed it that they would get more exaggerated, so you'd probably give it like a light steam, a light press as you came to work with it or wear it or whatever. You'd give it a bit of an iron, but I wouldn't be trying to like iron all of the crinkles out. That's just part of the lovely character of the fabric. And then this one here, which I've just spotted at the bottom of my pile, it is actually a viscose fabric as well. So technically I should have included it before, but it was hiding under the cottons. It is beautiful, so lovely. The colour palette is lovely, really sort of pastel, soft pastel shades. And then it's got this lurex stripe in it that is like rose gold. And it just drapes beautifully, feels very soft, very kind of fluid, and yeah, it's just a very special fabric, very unusual. And it would be lovely for blouses and tops as well. And I think with a stripe like this that's woven into the fabric, you can play around with the direction of the stripe as well. So say you were making a shirt and it had like a back yoke section, then you might like alternate where the stripes are going. So they might go, you know, you might have the stripes horizontal for some parts, like if it had pockets at the front, maybe you would do them horizontal, but the rest of it would be going up and down. It's always nice to play around with stripes when you've got a garment that's got, you know, different pieces or different sections to it. So that is the last of the woven fabrics, and now I'm going to move on to jersey fabrics and show you. Now the first one that I've got, I'm going to show you this one first because it's a bit more unusual and out there on its own. You might think I'm a bit mad when I show you because it is kind of alternative, but I just thought it was really interesting. So you can see what you think. Maybe I've missed the mark on this fabric, but it came from one of our suppliers that gets a lot of like dead stock fabric or kind of surplus to the manufacturing industry, garment manufacturing industry fabric. So I suspect it's probably been used for some kind of like interesting designer garment. And it's made its way to, you know, a shop like mine. But bear with me and I'll show you anyway. So it is, we've called it space coated French terry because the back of the fabric looks like French terry. It's like a loop back and it's black. But then the front of the fabric has got this kind of coating on it that is a sort of kind of grey colour, and it's a bit shiny and it feels, yeah, sort of very smooth. And it kind of reflects the light as well. And I think really what I was picturing when I saw this fabric was that you would maybe make like something sort of colour blocked or panelled with it. So say it was the Grainline London, for example, then you would maybe use this for the bodice, even if it was just the front bodice. And then you would use, like we've got some plain black organic sweatshirting, which is very, very soft. It's just a completely plain black, doesn't have speckles in it or anything like the cozy colours. And you would use that for, say, like the sleeves and the neckband and the cuffs and that sort of thing. So, or you could even use this again for the cuffs, but reverse it so that, you know, that coating was sort of hidden in the inside, but it was the black that was on the outside. So yeah, if you fancy being a little bit experimental and trying something different, then it's certainly out there, and yeah, a very interesting, unusual fabric. But back to the more kind of regular fabrics, regular down the line fabrics, we have got this really lovely range of 3 different colours. It is cotton French terry, and then it's got matching ribbing. So I've got the ribbing here to show you the colours, but I'll show you the cotton French terry up close as well. So it's more like a kind of light, I would say it's like a lightweight sweatshirting fabric. So because it's not got the fleecy back, it's not quite as heavy as, say, like the cozy colours, but it's thicker than just a normal t-shirt weight jersey fabric. So actually could cross over really nicely between both types of patterns, sweaters, hoodies, into then making sort of like thicker t-shirts or tops using the t-shirt patterns. And then it has the 3 matching ribbings that come with it as well. So, and the reason I really like these is because it's not a solid colour, it's got this kind of marled sort of melange effect to it. So this is a really lovely sort of soft green colour. This is a kind of like a crew biscuity kind of colour, and then like a denim-y sort of colour as well. So yeah, you could either just use the cotton French terry on its own, or if it was a garment that did have a neckband or cuffs or a hemband or whatever, then you've got the matching ribbings to go with that as well. So yeah, it's just a really lovely range. It's very, I just like that it's not a solid colour, it's just got a little bit more texture to it. Then we have got, keeping it sort of sweatshirting-y, we have got a range of 4 different colourways of this fabric here. It's really fun fabric. So as you can see, it's like animal printy, and then it has got little glitter accents in it as well. So this particular one is light grey with then navy and pink glittery accents. But we do have 3 other really, really lovely colourways as well. Hard to pick a favourite again when there's 4 so nice ones. The backing of this fabric is fleecy and nice and soft and fluffy, so it's definitely more like a kind of classic sweatshirting weight, I would say. So yeah, good for sweatshirts, sweatshirt patterns, the toaster pattern, hoodie patterns would be very lovely and cozy and nice to wear. So yeah, a nice one if you want to increase your jumper wearing over the coming season. And then we have also got this one here, which is nice and fun. It's got quite a bold design as well, so it might be maybe that you want to sort of do a bit of colour blocking or sort of contrasting with this as well. The dark spot in this one is navy, so again, say you could make like the Linden sweatshirt, but this would be your front panel, and then you could do the sleeves and just a plain, we've got that organic sweatshirting and just a plain navy as well, which would go nicely with that. So this one is a French terry, so it is a little bit lighter than the fleece back sweatshirting, but I think you could still, you know, it would be fine to like easily combine them, it would be okay. It feels very soft, it's cotton, so yeah, it's lovely, it's nice and stretchy, and yeah, just a really lovely colour selection in that one as well. And then onto the sort of lighter weight jerseys now. I have got this one, which comes in a range of 4 different colourways as well. This is really interesting, this one, because it's like it's a rib, so it's got this ribbed sort of stripy rib texture woven into it, but the right side of the fabric almost feels like it's brushed a little bit, or like it's kind of fuzzy. Feels really lovely and soft. It's very stretchy, so it's going to be perfect for t-shirts or sort of like turtleneck garments, because they usually need a fabric that's got a decent bit of stretch in it. But yeah, this is the sort of light blue colourway of that, but it does come in 3 other really lovely, beautiful colourways. And then we have got a couple of other new ones that are lighter weight jerseys, again in a really lovely colour range. So this particular one, this is a rose colour, and it's like scattered seeds, almost like reminds me a bit of the shape of watermelon seeds, to be honest. This particular one is a mix of cotton and modal. So in terms of thickness, I would say it's like a t-shirt weight, but it's just going to have a bit more drape to it than 100%, not 100%, but like a full cotton jersey. Cotton jersey has elastin in it, so it's not 100% cotton, but hopefully you get what I mean. It's just got a little bit more sort of fluidity to it than that. So yeah, it feels very soft and light, and definitely better more for like t-shirt styles, tops, jersey dresses, that kind of thing. And yet there's 4 really lovely colourways in that one as well. And then we have also got this one, which is like a pebble spotty one. This is actually, I thought this was more of a t-shirt weight, but it's not. It's a French terry as well, so it's a little bit thicker than a t-shirt weight, but like a lightweight jumper style really. Again, 4 colourways in this one. This is a really lovely sort of bluey colourway, and yeah, you can see on the back it's just got that sort of looped texture to it, and then the front is just nice and smooth with the spotty print on it. So again, hard to choose a favourite when there is 4 really lovely colourways of the same fabric. Then we have got the last couple that I wanted to show you are again jersey and a little bit lighter, more t-shirt weight. Got quite a vintage sort of ditzy print to them. I think they're really cute. They would look nice just as like a little t-shirt that you maybe wear, you know, underneath something else for layering. So this has got a sort of marled crew or kind of oatmeal-y background to it, and then the other one is got a more blue colour background to it with these lovely orangey flowers. So yeah, you're really looking at like your t-shirt patterns and tops for that type of fabric. So that is everything that I wanted to show you in this little installment. Remember to look at the blog post where you can find all of the fabrics I mentioned linked together, or have a look at the just arrived section to see the very latest new things. We do have new things coming all the time, and yeah, it's going to be before too long before I'm doing another new fabrics video. I have got a few other types of fabric videos coming up planned, which are a bit more themed. So I'm going to do one that is more on kids jerseys and more of the sort of novelty prints and patterns that you could use with that as well. And then I've also got a much requested general sort of autumn winter fabrics and sewing patterns inspiration post as well. So I'll probably pick like a little selection of different patterns for that one, and then show you fabrics that go with them that are specifically a bit more kind of wintry. We have also had a really lovely new window display installed in the shop over the past week or so, so do check out the video on that as well, just so you can get a feel of what the shop is like if you're a bit too far away to come and shop with us in person. You can just have a little look around and see where all your lovely orders come from. But thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, then just remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video. And I'll see you next time. Bye!